Hello all, welcome to my Python course where you will learn Python in under 10 minutes. I'll cover why Python is the most beginner friendly language and what you can do with it. So Python is still the easiest learnable language and very good for beginners. It can be used to develop AI or machine learning apps or backend apps using Django and also useful for data science and automation. It has a very growing demand in the job market, and it is very easy to transition from other languages like Java or C++ into Python. We can build numerous different types of apps using Python. For example, advanced apps like machine learning would need the TensorFlow library imported, and backend apps or web applications can be used by importing Django or Flask. And data analysis can be done using pandas or numpy import extension. For initially after this beginner course, I will start creating or teaching you how to make games with Pygame. We can also do automation by using Selenium, which is a browser-based automation tool, and it gets attached to the Chrome browser, and we will be able to automate the entire logging in, testing which value has changed, everything. Like it's like a test automation. So, like I said, I initially will start with all the basics and syntaxes of Python. Then we'll build some mini projects and also do some automation. At the end of the courses, I would also give you advanced tips and tricks for interview preparation. So, if you look at this code block, Python, we don't have to declare the type of a variable. We can directly write the variable name and assign it using equal to operator and give it either a string, a number, or a floating point integer. And Python will compiler will internally convert this 5.6 into a float, so it's easy to code with. Here are some of the most commonly used data types, and there are some naming conventions we can follow, like every variable can have underscore in between the characters, but not at the but yeah, it can start with any letter and have underscores, but it can't start with a number. So this is how we update the value in the variable called points. And coming to printing, let's say we declared x variable and y variable 5 and 15. We declared a third variable called total and assigned it to x plus y. Plus is an operator. It will do the all the compilations on the right side. First, for x it will fetch the value 5, for y it will fetch the value 15, and then add them to 20. Now in Python the print statement is very easy. It's just called print, and in open parenthesis you can print whatever you want. Here we need to print two values. One is total is string, comma total. So if you have multiple values that you need to print, you can use a comma separator. And if you see the final output, the first string total is printed. Then the second string 20 is printed with a space. Sorry, I might have. There should be a space here also after is. Whatever the format you mention here will be used to print in the output. And another important thing to remember is how to declare or define the functions in Python. We use the define keyword def space our function name. I called it hello function. Then in the open parenthesis, we pass in the parameter. A parameter is nothing but it is an input to the function. Now you see the semicolon here after define. Here, like other languages, instead of closing and opening the flower brackets, we just put a colon and give a space at the start. This space will become a block for this defined function, space and a colon. So in that block, I use my print statement hello space comma name. So the expected output will be hello Sam. But this function is defined only. We are not calling it anywhere. So in our main.py Python file, to call that function, we just call the name of the function and in parenthesis. Here this function is taking one parameter, so we pass that one parameter here. And this is a dynamically getting added into the print statement. So since we passed Sam, it got passed into the hello function and printed the hello Sam as the output. Another important thing is variables are done, functions are done. Now we need to go look at the syntaxes for classes and objects. So a class is defined by using class keyword space the class name person and a colon. So a class can have both variables and functions that we discussed earlier. Here if you see, this class has two functions. One is init, one is greet. Init is a function which is called when we create an object from this class. If you see person1, it is taking a input parameter at the class name level. So this is called a constructor. This init method is called a constructor. It accepts two parameters. Self is the reference to this class itself and name is the parameter. So when calling, we again don't need to send the self key here. The person constructor will only take the name. So when we used this person1 equal to person Alice statement, it created an object from this class and assigned that Alice word to self dot name equal to Alice. What is self? The class reference to object. Self is the object for this class. So that object dot name has gotten the name Alice in it. Now what we are doing, person1 dot greet function when we call without any reference parameter, since it is only accepting self, no need to write self again. Internally what that function is doing is it is printing hello comma self dot name, which would be Alice. So when we call person1 dot greet, it will output hello Alice. So far I think the main building blocks of Python are covered. One was the variables, another is functions, then we covered classes and objects. Go over, pause the video, and remember these three building blocks. And if you like the video, subscribe to my channel. I'll be covering all the basics and list them out into separate playlists. I will also create some advanced playlists for creating games using Python using the Pygame library. Yeah, that's all from me now. Thank you.